All right, Shalom. Shalom, first and foremost. Call Lamb La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim, Rakakodash, Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostle, the elders, great millstone, peace, and salutation to the elect. All right, so the title of this one comes from Luke, the 7th chapter, man. Since I came in, this woman has not ceased to kiss my feet, and actually, I'm gonna go to the account. Let's go to the account. Luke chapter 7, verse 36 says, one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him. And he went into the Pharisee's house and sat down and meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, which she knew that Yahushua sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment and stood at his feet and behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears. And did wipe them with the hairs of her head and kissed his feet and anointed them with the ointment. It says, and now when the Pharisees had bidden him and saw it when he spake within himself, they said, this man, if he were a prophet, would have known what manner of woman that touched him, that for she was a sinner. And Yahushua answered him and said, Simon, I have somewhat to say against thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore, which of them will he love the most? And Simon answered and said, I suppose that to whom he forgave the most. He said, thou hast truly judged rightly. And he turned to the woman and said, Simon, seest thou this woman here? I entered into thy house, and thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with her tears, and she hath wiped them with the hairs of her head. It says, thou gavest me no kiss. Thou gavest me no kiss. But this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet. It said, my head thou didst with oil did not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven her, for she had loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven thee. So all right, the word for feet right here, obviously feet, but to kiss. All right, it says a sign of reverence, respect, a literal kiss, right? Now, she was literally doing this, right? But the scripture said, kiss the son, lest he be angry. Psalms, the 2nd chapter, right? Now, in this truth of ours, we have low moments, and high moments. And ultimately, so you must walk with a humble mind. And the scripture say, the Lord's nigh to them be a contrite spirit, right? Now it says, Sirach 7 and verse 15 says, hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High have ordained. It says, number not thyself amongst the multitude of sinners, all right, the proud. It said, but remember that wrath will not tarry long. Humble thy soul greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms, so humble that soul greatly before the presence of the Lord, right? Psalms 2 and verse 12, it says, kiss the son, lest he be angry, right? And I perish out the way. So, this woman will represent the elect of Israel. It said, kiss the feet, but beware lest ye be found to love little, because the Lord, the woman, it said that the woman ceased not to anoint the Lord's feet. It said, but thou, O Simon, I have something against thee. Thou didst give me no kiss. You know, so the Lord said, kiss the son lest he be angry, right? And when his anger is kindled but a little, his wrath is kindled but a little, right? He perish out the way. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him, you know. So the word for kiss, yeah, to touch gently to appease, you know, which the Lord said he rather obedience than sacrifice. So the kiss the son lest he be angry. Serve the Lord and rejoice with trembling, you know. But I want to get in the blue letter too, because I was looking at it here. It's, Luke 7 verse 44. Oh, 45 is it? Yeah, 45. Okay, so the kiss, yeah, the woman was kissing the Lord's feet, you know. Yeah, tenderly, you know. So ultimately, the Lord, like the Lord said here in Sirach 7:17, humble thy soul greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms, you know. And again, one of the basics here of the truth is humility, man. You know, which with the Lord goes a long way, you know, because the Lord abhorred the proud, but He showed the grace to the humble and the meek. Psalms 50 and not 51, 51 and verse 7 says, "Purge me, O Lord, with thy hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I'll be whiter than the snow." It says, or pure, go into the word tahar, Hebrew word tahar, which means pure, pure than snow. As the scriptures say, her Nazarites were whiter than snow, purer than snow. You know. So it says, "Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice." All right, ultimately, we're all going to rejoice. You know, the bones, dry bones, Ezekiel 37, in the valley. You know, that this breath has been breathed into. So like it, here in the valley, you know, which is America. Psalms 23 say, "I will, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thy rod and strength they comfort me." You know, thy rod and staff they comfort me. So that power is returned to the kingdom, to the children of Israel, which are, who are the kingdom of heaven on the earth, starting with the men. As the disciples asked the Lord, Acts the first chapter in the 6th verse, you know, will thou at this time restore the kingdom of heaven again unto Israel? You know. Now it says, Psalm 51 in verse 9 says, "Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities." It says, "Create in me a clean heart, O Most High, renew me within me a right spirit." Right, a clean heart, which says Job 17:9, "He that have a clean hand or clean hands shall be made stronger and stronger." You know. So a clean spirit and a clean heart is necessary to serve the Lord in truth and sincerity, you know, which sometimes spiritual demon Satan tries to sow a evil eye, or you know, a wicked spirit within. And that's why you have to examine yourself when you be in the faith, you know, prove that self. You know, except I be a reprobate. 2 Corinthians 13th chapter, the 5th verse, you know. Now it says, "Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. Uphold me with thy free spirit." You know, so sometimes you could lose that joy, you know, of the truth, that happiness, you know, that the world has beat you down, or you've gotten you caught some hell, you know, and you start to have your doubts. When you lose things, you know, when you start to, because that's the test. It's easy to serve the Lord when everything's good, you know. And sometimes you get put to the test, or sometimes, you know, the Lord will have you in a low spiritual state. That's why it says in Sirach 2, you know, when I are brought to a low state, constantly endure. You know, my son, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right. So, you know, there's not an easy thing to be involved in the truth. That's why the Lord will sometimes humble you, because you may forget things, you know, you may get ahead of yourself, you know. And if you're a true servant of the Lord, you know, the Lord will not allow you to go too far in this world. Second Ezra, the 4th chapter, the Lord told, the angel told Ezra in the 2nd verse, he said that heart has gone too far into this world, yet thou thinkest to comprehend the way of the Most High. You know, so the Lord will always like hold you back, even though like you may try to do certain things, but he'll say no, he'll yank you. And he'll like, you know, he's like, no, I need you to do this. This is your purpose and your calling. You know, you're not to do, you know, because he knows what man's going of the Lord, Proverbs 20:24. How can a man that understand his own way? You know, so he understands he has a greater purpose for you, being one of his servants or being one of his elect, if you will. Those of you that are called according to the purpose, you know, that includes you women too, you know. Because that everyone has their purpose, you know, on this earth, you know, their talent, a particular skill set. Now, yeah, the Lord said, restore, 12 verse, Psalm 51:12, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Freely you have received, freely give. That's right. That's charity cover multitude of sins. All right. Verse 13, then I teach transgress thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Now, that's because how you convert the sinners through the pure word, which is that's why the Lord said, with meekness receive the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. Now it says Sirach 37:16, he that served the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. Well, part of the service of the Lord is to feed the lambs, you know, and well, examine thy own self as well, you know, while you're feeding the lambs or you're eating at this table. You know, scripture say, take heed, you know, for he that eateth and that he that damneth is damned if he eat already. That's why it says, be not as the hypocrites that prayeth out in the open. Matthew 6 and verse 5, it says, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites. See, we just read it in Sirach 35, you know, he that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach the clouds. Now, when you pray, you'll be not as the hypocrite, being proud and being, you know, being insincere. Sirach 5:11, let thy life always be sincere. So it says, for they love to pray, stand in synagogues and in the streets, in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. For verily I say unto you that they have their reward. Now, that doesn't mean you don't go out there and teach on the highways and byways. This is more so speaking about them dudes that make like them videos where they're showing themselves like before and after. You know, they're trying to show themselves to be something. That's why scripture say, justify not yourselves in the sight of men. You know. So it says, but when thou prayest, enter down into the closet and shut the door and pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father that is seeth thee in secret shall reward thee in the open. You know, so right. So it says verse 17, so I write 35:17. The prayer of the humble, his prayer pierced the clouds. Till it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and to execute judgment. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards them, till he has smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud. See, so the Lord have taken away the multitude of the proud, man, you know, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous, right? So the Lord is going to take away the multitude of the proud, but establish the house of the meek, which ultimately is the house of David, which when you go back to the law, Moses was described as being the meekest of the planet. So that's the same house, the house of the meek. You could just, the house of David is described as the house of the meek, you know. And now I said verse 19, till he had rendered to every man according to his deeds, to the works of men according to their device. That's right. Galatians 6 and 7, it say, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. Whatso a man soweth, that shall he reap. You know. So he'll render man according to his deeds, the works of man according to their device, till he have judged the cause of his people and made them to rejoice in his mercy. Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, and clouds of rain in the time of drought. Which Going through a drought could be likened onto low moments in the truth. Because the scriptures say, John 7:38, he that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So when you go through drought, basically the spirit is not there, right? Or you may feel low in the spirit certain, but that's why you gotta pray. The scripture say this kind goes not out without prayer and fasting. Sometimes you get attacked by spirits, and it's truth. You get attacked by principalities and shit like that. Because scripture say what? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, But the Lord said in prayer, Azariah 1 and verse 15, it said, nevertheless, in a contrite heart and a humble spirit, let us be accepted. So the prayer of the humble pierced the clouds, man. Because ultimately, when you pray in that pure name and through the word, who is the Lord Yahushua himself, the prayer is heard. All right, Psalms 12 and verse, and that's why you're able to withstand in the truth. Like the brother said, use the tools, man. Use the tools that the Lord has left behind. The Lord said, pray without ceasing. Because you even us, we all have low moments, bro. The apostles, everybody. It's like a roller coaster in this thing. You have high moments and you have low. But if you have too much low, that means that you ain't right. Because the Lord deal with balance. Now Psalms 12 and verse 6 says, the words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Right. So that's why the Lord said, renew in me a clean heart and a right spirit, because, King David said to the Lord, because for the word of the Lord to dwell within thee and to continue in this truth, with that word abiding in you, you must, have a clean spirit, so the pure word could dwell. It said, as silver tried in the furnace of the earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. See, thou shalt preserve them from generation to generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, when the violence men are exalted. See, but that word preserve means to be kept in store, right? Through the word, through the testimony of the Lord Yahushua, Revelation 19:10, which is the spirit of prophecy. Psalms 119, verse 139 said, my zeal hath consumed me, because my enemies have forgotten thy words. Thy word is very pure. Therefore thy servant have loved it. I am small and despised, yet I do not forget thy precepts. Thy righteousness is in the everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Trouble and anguish have taken hold on me, yet thy commandments are my delight. 144, it says, the righteousness of thy testimonies, Revelation 19:10, the testimony of Yahushua, spirit prophecy. The righteousness of thy testimonies is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. And I cry with my whole heart. That's the prayer. And the Most High have heard me, I will keep thy statutes. I cried unto thee, save me, and I shall keep thy testimonies. I prevented the dawning of the morning and cried, and I hoped in thy word. See, so the hope is in the word, that pure word. Psalms 9:15. It's like a Proverbs 15 and verse verse 24. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from evil beneath. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud. But the Lord, he shall establish the border of the widow, which the widow is humble. The widow is humble. See, the young 18-year-old stripper in Miami, she's proud, but the widow, she's humble. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it says the thoughts. Verse 25: the Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. To the pure, all things are pure, but to them that are undefiled, unbelieving, is nothing pure. Titus 1:15, right? So the thoughts of wicked are abomination to the Lord, man. But the words of the pure are pleasant words. All right. Which ultimately is the glad tidings of this truth being preached out there to the kingdom, to the sheep, or to the Lord's people who comprise the kingdom of heaven. Because Lord, his spirit, he doesn't dwell in temples made with hands. His spirit dwell in the temples, which are the men, starting with the men of Israel and the rest of the elect, scattered abroad. James 1:1, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad greeting, scattered abroad throughout the Americas, mostly other parts of the world, which brothers are scattered to, but the main prophetic focus deliverance is America. Now, Proverbs 30 and verse 4, who had ascended up into the heavens or descended? Who had gathered the wind in his fist? Who had bound the waters in a garment? Who have established all the ends of the earth? What his name and what his son's name, if thou canst tell? Which is a mystery, given to the few. Everybody that you meet, they ain't gonna know the no name of the Lord, but it's known unto you now, which is a blessing. Now it says verse 5, every word of the Most High is pure, and he's a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. Two things have I required of thee: deny them not me before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. So it said, feed me with food convenient for me. Well, see, that's what I said earlier, right? The Lord will not allow you to go too far in this world, right? The Lord said he's not going to give you neither poverty nor riches, lest you be full, verse 9, and deny the Lord, right? It say, who is the Lord? Lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. See? Because ultimately, the elect will be humble in this world. They'll not be of the ruling class or the wealthy or because if you was of that class, you would not be you'll be full and you would deny the Lord. If you had $3, $4, $5 million in your account right now, or whatever, that's not much, but to us it's a lot. You wouldn't be doing no work of the Lord. You wouldn't be out there teaching about no Israel. You'd be out there in the club in Las Vegas. You'd be chilling in Las Vegas, man. You'd be committing adultery. You'd be doing some wickedness. It says, but since you have the hope for elect, it says what? Colossians 3:12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy, beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. See, a humble mind is not a mind that's seeking riches and money and shit. This says in the book of 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is the root of all evil, while some have coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. Because all these rich niggas out here, that's all oopity in the society up there, the millionaires, multi-millionaires, they're all miserable. They're all miserable, because they know what they had to do to receive them riches. But you see, the Lord said we fight for a corruptible crown, man. We fight for an uncorruptible crown, I should say. But they fight for a corruptible one, But that's why the Lord said, miserable are all they that know not the Lord, It says, Wisdom Psalm 3 and verse 10, it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations. Yeah, what they want to do, But the Lord said it's best to he that resists pleasure crown his life, right? But these niggas, they don't understand the price that they're paying or the value of resisting riches. She that live in pleasure, dead while she live. The pleasures of this world are to destroy you. It's deceitful. That's why Babylon, the whore, is described as a deceitful woman. Keep me far from, the Lord said, keep me far from the lips of the strange woman that flatter with her lips. See? Flattery, which ultimately leads you to your destruction. You know, like the woman that's trying to seduce you to take your money. You know, because when guarantee you got a bunch of money, millions of dollars right now. You'll have nonstop women coming after you, and most of them will be trying to seduce you to take your money. Now, anyway, it says Wisdom Psalm 3:11. For whoso despise wisdom and nurture, he is miserable. See, whoso despise wisdom and nurture is a miserable man. You know, is a miserable man. It says, or woman, for that matter. It says, and their hope is vain. Yeah, because you have no solid foundation. Their labors unfruitful and their works unprofitable. Yeah, that's why the Lord said, build a house upon the rock, which the rock is a rock of stumbling and offense. To the miserable, those that do not put their trust in the Lord. Surely, vain, Wisdom Psalm 13:1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Heavenly Father, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works do they acknowledge the workmaster. You got to acknowledge the workmaster. That's part of the humility. That's part of being in the truth. That's part of being a believer of the Bible. That's why it says John the 4th chapter, the 22nd verse, I believe. It says the time will come when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and truth, man. You know? So ignorant all men, all these motherfuckers are ignorant because they don't know the Lord, his true names, his power. That's why I don't fear him, you know. That's why they do something wrong. They don't really feel bad, even though they know that it's wrong, but they don't feel bad. You know, all them demons in them keep them from, you know, having a conscience. You know, their conscience is like, that's what it says. Their conscience defiled. You know, it's seared with a hot iron. You know, that's why these people are gonna die in their sins. But you, Lord, will you be part of the number? Ezekiel 9:4 said the mark of exemption, which is written on their foreheads. Of the men that sigh and cry for the abomination that be done in the midst of us. So it says Isaiah 6:2-6. I've said, watchmen on the walls of Jerusalem that shall never hold their peace day nor night. Yet I make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, right? And give him no rest, the 7th verse, to make Jerusalem what? A praise on the earth. So those men are the ones that sigh and crying, you know. Now, I'm gonna jump to verse 10. Wisdom Solomon 13 and verse 8, actually, it says, howbeit neither are they to be pardoned. They're not going to be pardoned. These people who are miserable, ignorant, you know, of the Lord. It says, for they were able to know so much that they could aim. See, but these are the same people that are proud because they have to compensate. To get the word for compensate. They have to compensate for their own wickedness. See, a man that's humble is not so. He doesn't have to compensate for his shortcomings. He lives a stoic life, and he doesn't have to you know, buy a new car every fucking year to show everybody he's doing good, and you know, show his trip, his or her lifestyle all over the world, so he can impress people. You know, it says compensate. To give substitute of the real equal value. Whew. See, a fake life. It says this is a counterbalance, a false balance of abomination to the Lord. Right? It says something used to compensate for a lacking value or attribute. Yeah. So yeah. Wisdom Solomon 13:9. For if they were able to know so much that they could aim at the world, how much did they not sooner find out that the Lord thereof? But miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope. In dead things is their hope. Who call them gods, which are the works of men's hands, gold, silver. Yeah, these people love this money. They love the FRNs. They love cryptocurrency. They love the praises of men and all that shit. You know, the world. They said to show that thou art in and resemblances of beasts and stone for which are good for nothing, the works of men's ancient hands. All right, so these people are miserable because they know not the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says says Sirach 29 and verse 24 says, for it's a miserable life to go from house to house, right? The Lord said, dwell in my tabernacle, right? But you're going house to house shopping, window shopping, after all these gods, all these other philosophies and ways of life that have led you nowhere but to the grave, and to being a nigger in America. It says, for where art thou a stranger, thou darest not open thy mouth. Thou shalt entertain and feast and have no thanks. Moreover, thou shalt hear bitter words. Come, thou stranger, and furnish a table and feed me. If thou hast ready, give place thou to the stranger to an honorable man. My brother cometh to be lodged, and I have need of my house. These things are grievous to a man of understanding. Right? It's grievous to live a miserable life from house to house, which ultimately Jake is living, not being in their own land, being rooted up out their own land. So this is Revelation 3 and verse 15 says, I know thy works, and that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. So because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, and have no need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, miserable, and poor, blind, and naked. Yeah, you proud. You think you got everything. You don't got shit. When you think you got something, you don't got shit, man. John 17 and 6. That's why the scriptures say, if a man think himself to be something, if a man think himself to be something, let him acknowledge that he is nothing. He think he's something, man. John 17 and 6 says, I have made thy name manifest unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest me them, and they have kept thy word. That's right. They have kept thy word, man. Okay, Galatians 6 and verse 3, 4. If a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceive himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not another, for every man shall bear his own burden. All right, that's humility, man. All right, man think himself to be something when he's nothing, he deceive himself not. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth all good things, and be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh flee corruption. That's pride, the flesh, because this body and this mind and this world has taught you to, to be proud, to be a nigga, to not consider the Lord and his way, to be a damn drunk or a drug addict, and to be a lazy pig, eat too much and not take care of yourself, to be lazy and have a bad attitude and shit, to be a hater and all of the above, right? So that's sowing to the flesh. Matthew 5 and 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Wisdom Solomon 1 and 4 says, for into a malicious soul shall wisdom not enter, nor dwell in a body that's subject unto sin. That's right. That's why we need ultimately a change of an upgrade, if you will, so we don't, continue to dwell in these. Because you look at the future of this society, and it's fucking bleak. Like Memphis bleak. It's bleak. It has no there's no outlook here. It's fucking misery. As much as you try to, have a positive outlook for this place, you can't. The scripts say, if we were to heal Babylon, but she is not healed. Can't heal her. Can't do nothing for this place. Psalms 10 and 2, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Because the scriptures say, oppress not the hireling his wages. The hireling are poor men. They're usually workers. Everybody that works is poor. I don't care what you say. If you're rich, you ain't got to work, and you you taking vacations every week, or you own businesses. You got to be rich to own businesses. I'm not talking about one business. I'm talking about businesses where you don't even have to be there. That's rich. That's riches. You own people's times in your hands and shit. You got people on the payroll, you know, and you making profits without you having to even be there. Sweat. That's riches. Your time, you get to spend it on your own. You don't got to show up somewhere and fucking work. But that's Jake. We all got to do that because you're under the curses. Unless you sell out and become a nigga, then you could have an easy path, you know. Which not that easy. Well, you know, you got to do a bunch of evil witchcraft shit. But like them Tunnel Boys, which I refrain from doing a video on them because I want to keep my page, you know, up and active. I ain't trying to fucking get my shit flagged for no. I got a couple more weeks till the reset hits, anyways. But let me not say too much before they fucking. But anyways, that's the spirit, though. A spirit of humility, you know, which keeps you from being fucking miserable. You know, the proud are miserable. See, matter of fact, let's go back. Proverbs 15, right? The house of the proud shall be destroyed. Proverbs 15, verse 24. The way of life is to be above the wise, that he may depart from the hell beneath. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud. Proverbs 15, 25. But will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words, which are the words of life. The doctrine of the Lord is commandment of life. Sirach 19. In verse 19 says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do the things that please him shall receive the right to the tree of the fruit of immortality. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotence. That's right. So Psalms 10:3 says, for the wicked boaster of his heart's desires, and bless the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Yeah, the scripture speak about a covetous man, none more wicked than a covetous man. That nigga is miserable because he's not happy with what he has. Esau is miserable, deep within his fucking self. He's miserable, man. You know. See, well, there you go. Proverbs 28 in verse 16. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor. See, Esau doesn't have understanding. We have understanding because we fear the Lord. That's all things. That's all understanding, the fear of the Lord. It says, but he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. But Esau is a covetous man. A man that doth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved. But he that's perverse in his ways shall fall at once. So this devil can't be saved because he's perverse in his ways. When the hell did he ever walk uprightly? The scriptures say in the land of uprightness, he shall not dwell, he shall not learn righteousness, right? In the land of uprightness, let favor be shown to the wicked. But in the land of uprightness, he shall not learn, he shall not learn righteousness, right? Isaiah 26:10, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the heavenly Father, how about Shemashai? Right. Proverbs 2:21, it says, for the upright shall dwell in the land. We're gonna go back and take that land, not these fucking tunnel boys, these moles that are out there circumcising little babies with their mouths. You know, it says, for the upright shall dwell in the land, and the upright, and the scriptures say, hey man, the scriptures say, with my mouth I shall praise the heavenly Father, not do some abominations. You know, that's lewdness. See, that's lewdness, and that's why this devil can't be saved, man. Why would you save a motherfucker like that? It said, and for the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. The perfect shall remain in the land. It says Numbers 35:33. The land cannot be cleansed, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that land must be perfect, and the perfect must dwell in it, must remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and transgressors shall be rooted up out of it. You see how they was getting drilled about the land, about them tunnels? They was being rooted about them tunnels. Well, that's a small little inkling of how the Lord gonna dig them out the clefts of the rocks, right? As the scripture say. The Lord gonna hunt these motherfucking devils. You know. As it said in Jeremiah 16:16, I was sent for hunters, but it said Amos. So we're gonna hunt these motherfuckers. Amos 9 verse 1, it says, and I saw the Lord stand upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake. It says, and cut them in the head, all of them. I will slay the last of them with the sword, and he that fleeth of them shall not flee away. And he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to the heavens, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search them out from this. Though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, he shall bite them. All right, Leviathan, Job 41. You read about Leviathan. It says, though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it will slay them. And I will set my eyes upon them for evil, not for good. For Lord of hosts is he that toucheth the land, right, and it shall melt. Right, Numbers 35:33. The land must be cleansed. All right, the land being the land of Israel and the land of America, because the two places we're gonna be melted, you know, to smithereens. You know. Now it says, it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and it shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. You know. But the first death was by water. The second death by fire. All right. There's some gunshots going off around. That's why the police was out there the other day. That's crazy. But that's the spirit. You know. That's the spirit, man. There's a time you're living in dangerous times, man. All right. Dangerous times. You know. But the Lord is walking with the upright. Proverbs 28 verse 18. So whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is a perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Which that's the white man. That's also, and you niggas, 2/3 of you. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. Yeah. How you tilling the land? You working out your own salvation, fear and trembling, and you planting those seeds in the elect of Israel, which it says 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 6. You know, Apollos, the Most High, Apollos planted, the Most High give the increase, the water. All right. So you're as husbandmen because you're planting the seeds, which the Most High is watering. But a covetous man, he can't plant those seeds, man. You know, a covetous man is a wicked man, man. All right. Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to him that have an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And woe to him that have that covetous the evil covetousness to his house. That's the devil. That has consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and has sinned against thy soul. All right. For the stone shall cry out the wall, and the beam out the timber, and he shall answer. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people should labor in the very fire, and that the people should wear themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord right now, through the internet, Psalms 19, through the man of the Lord. All right. As the waters cover the sea. Because the Lord said, my word must be preached to the ends of the world, to the ends of the earth, and then shall the end come. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or for else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. Right? There must be a distinction. All right. You must be separate from this world, man. Luke 12:15 says, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, For a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesses. Yeah, that's not your word to be something in this place. All right, which that's what this fucking devil cares about, anyways. What he cares about, and these people care about, is their material possessions, covetousness. You know. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this is what I do. I'll pull down my barns and build great, and there will I bestow all my fruits and good. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those possessions be which thou hast provided? For he that layeth up treasure for himself is not rich towards the Most High. Yep. Blessed be the poor, right? Blessed be the meek. All right. The Lord told the man, they sell all you have and give to the poor, man. He said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life what you shall eat, neither for the body what you shall put on. For the life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider now the ravens, for neither do they sow nor reap, neither have storehouses nor barns, and the Most High feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? All right. Because ultimately, man, everybody's worried about, what's gonna happen, Jacob's trouble, and when they start doing this and that, man, look, don't worry. These people gonna worry. That's why they're gonna covet each other's possessions and kill and steal and rob and destroy and pillage and But we ain't gonna have to do none of that. We don't have to kill nobody, steal nothing from nobody. We don't have to defraud our brothers or do nothing. The scripture say Second Ezra, the second chapter, man. It said the 26th verse on down said, there thou shalt have merry, others shall weep and mourn, but thou shall be merry and have abundance, man. While others are, going through hell, you gonna be good. And that's faith. I never had a day where I didn't eat, or I had to, go through hell. Not saying that, brothers didn't go through that, but other brothers had to different situations. But I always had something to eat, I never, had to, suffer that, thankfully. But even if it comes, you have to, the scripture say, endure that which is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, So, we all have our plights in this thing. So it says, 2 Ezra 2 and verse 26 says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall see no hell. So be not weary. Isaiah 33 and verse 6. All right. Wisdom and knowledge should be a stability at times, straight to our salvations. The fear of the Lord shall be his treasure, right? 1 Corinthians 5 and 10 says, yet not altogether with the fornicators of the world. Verse 9, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to keep company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous niggas, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company, if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, a covetous, idolater, a railer, a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such a one not to eat. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? And do ye not judge them that are within? But them that are without, the Most High judgeth. Therefore, put away from among yourselves this wicked person. Right? And that's a dude that's not humble, man. All right, that's a dude that's not humble. So 1 Thessalonians 5:2 and verse 4 says, but as we are allowed of the Most High to be put in trust of the gospel, Even so we speak, not as pleasing men, but the Most High trieth our hearts, whether it was to see whether or not you got guile, uncleanness, right, deceit, wickedness, humility. All right. Let's say verse 5. For neither at any time use we flattering words. Keep me far from a woman that flatter with her lips. All right. We never use flattering words. All right. They just told the truth. I have not shunned to declare unto you the whole gospel, the whole counsel of the Most High. And what do we say? Acts the 20th chapter. I'm clean from the blood of all men. And I'm pure from the blood of all men, I should say. There go that word again, pure. Psalms 12:6, pure word. When you teach the pure word, when you speak the pure word, you're abdicated, if you will, of the blood of all men. Let's get the word. You're clear of the blood of all men. It says to disown, to disinherit, right? To renounce, to be clean, right? To expire, to divest oneself, right? Yeah, you're clear of that guilt. All right. So 1 Thessalonians 2:5. For neither at any time have we used any flattering words, as ye know, nor a cloak of covetousness. The Most High is a witness. Nor of men sought we glory, for vain glory. Right. It says, let that be of the inner man of the heart, right? He's not that. He is not a Jew that is a Jew outwardly, but he is a Jew that is a Jew inwardly. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with showing showing that that you're Israel. Of course, we're supposed to wear our fringes. Not everywhere. You don't have to wear your fringes everywhere, but it's not about the outward appearance, about the inward man that makes you an Israelite, not the outward man. But you could look the part, but you could not be the part. So 1 Thessalonians 2:6, for nor of men saw we glory, neither of you, nor yet of others, when we might have been burdensome as the apostles of Yahushua. But we were gentle among you, even as a nurse nourisheth her children. So being affectionately desirous of you, we were willing to have imparted unto you not the gospel of our power only, but also our own selves, because we were dear unto you. For ye remember, brethren, our labor and travail, for laboring night and day, because we would not be chargeable unto any of you. We preached unto you the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High, the gospel of the Most High. Ye are witnesses in the Most High also, how holy and justly and unblameably we have behaved ourselves among you that believe. And as you know, how we exhorted and comforted and charged every one of you, as a father doth his children, that ye will walk worthy of the Most High, who have called us unto his kingdom and his glory. For this cause also thank we the Most High without ceasing, because when ye received the word of the power, which ye received of us, ye received it not as the word of men, but as it was the truth, the word of the power, which effectually worketh also in you that believe. It says, for ye, brethren, became followers of the churches of the Most High, which are in Judea, which are in Yahushua. For ye also suffered like things of your own countrymen, even they of the Jews, who both killed the Lord Yahushua and their own prophets, and have persecuted us also. They please not the Most High, and are contrary to all men, forbidding us to speak to the Gentiles, right? They commanded them not to. They gave straight. It says, we straightly command you that you should not teach in the name of Yahushua, right? The wicked scribes and Pharisees and things of that nature, right? So it says, to fill up your sins always, for the wrath is come upon them to the uttermost. But we, brethren, being taken from you in a short time, in presence, not in heart, but in presence, right? Endeavored the more abundantly to see you, your face with great desire. Wherefore we have come unto you, even I, Paul, once again, but Satan hath hindered us. See, Satan hinders the ministry sometimes, and Satan try to hinder you. That's why you got to remain humble and understand that the Lord, he said he'll puff up a novice with pride. Knowledge puffed up, but charity edified, So that novice that puffed up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil because his pride and ego. Sometimes You know, you gotta chill out, man. You know, before you fall out. Chill out before you fall out. You know, or you burn out, if you will. Um, Now was verse 19. That's why I trim the lamps. Matthew 25:7. Trim your lamps. Or you end up in a fucking room, in a dark rooms on live, foaming out the mouth. You know. Uh, First Thessalonians 2 and verse 19. For what is our hope or joy or crown of rejoicing? Are not even ye in the presence of our Lord Yahushua is coming? For ye are our glory and joy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we joy in the brotherhood. But a nigga, he doesn't love the brotherhood. Let your conversation, Hebrews 13:6, let your conversation be without covetousness. See? And be content with such things as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. That's a humble mindset, to be content with what you have. You know, always seeking something else and this and that, the next thing. That's American way of life. You know, always seeking something else, always trying to get something else. You know, can't never be happy with what you have. You know, yeah, oh, I got a new car, I got to get another. Oh, you still driving that car you know, I have people telling me, oh, you still got that car? The same? Yeah, my car is from 2017. What's wrong with my car? What, I need to get another 2024 and get more debt. I haven't even paid this motherfucker off. So why the hell I look like? What's wrong with my car? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a 1997. You know, it's 2017. Goddamn, it's relatively new. You know, it ain't got that much miles on it. Shit, it's gonna get me where I need to go, and it's nice. I like it. And I got other cars I could drive too. So it ain't, you know. But anyways, you know, Jake is always worried about the wrong things. Oh, you did the clothes and shit. Well, clothes are important, yes, you know. But a nigga got to be wearing the latest spring collection of the latest YSL spring collection, unless he ain't wearing, you know, the latest Bottega Veneta spring collection. The nigga he ain't feeling himself. He's not nothing, you know. He's not. He doesn't feel confident in himself. You know, it's a pitiful mindset. So let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee, nor will I forsake thee. So that we may say boldly, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of the Most High. There you go. Whose faith follow, consider the end of their conversation. You consider, you know, it says the 8th verse, Yahushua Mashiach the same today, yesterday, and forever. The Lord never changed. And his words to the sons of Jacob, Malachi 3:6. Therefore, it said, I, the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob, not consumed, man. All right, so therein lies the dangers of having a covetous eye, being proud, being wicked, desiring what is above your strength or above your measure. You know what I'm saying? Which could lead to your downfall. Many have fell because that humble mind is not there no more. The basics are forgotten. So it says, Sirach 14:1, blessed is the man that have not slipped with his mouth and is not pricked with the multitude of sins. Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord. Riches are not commonly for a niggard. And what shall an envious man do with money? What is an envious man going to do with the truth? The ultimate money. The Lord told you to go to the exchangers and multiply the talent so that he may require his own with usury. In Luke, the 21st chapter. That's why he told the wicked servant, he said, the wicked servant told the Lord, thou art austere man, I have served thee. Here, take that talent. But he didn't multiply it. So he said, out of thy own mouth I would judge thee, that wicked servant. You know, thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking what I laid not down, reaping that which I sowed not, right? Yet you didn't take this money that I gave you and multiply it. You know? So that's why I said, they shall be weeping, gnash of teeth. You know, get out of here. Depart from me, nigga. You know? So it says, Yeah. What shall a niggard? What shall a niggard? The nigga. What shall he do? What shall an envious man do with money? I said, he that gathereth by defrauding his own soul. Scriptures say, there's one that teacheth many, yet he is unprofitable to his own self. See, so he that gathereth by defrauding his own soul, you could gather by defrauding your own soul. Like the white man, he's gathering, but he's defrauding himself because, you know, the scripture say he shall heap up riches for the last days. You know, he shall heap up riches. I think it's James 5, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this is a good one too. Psalms 39, verse 39, verse 3. My heart was high within me, and I was musing the fire burn, and then I spake with my tongue. Lord, make me to know my end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and my age is nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. That's why you got to be humble, man. Verily, every man, even at your best state, you ain't shit in the eyes of the Lord. That's why I say Jacob thy worm, man. Now, anyways, surely every man walketh in a vain show. You walk in a vain on a runway. That's vanity. Vanity Fair, nigga. These women walking on the runway. You got the men walking. That's vanity, man. Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches and knoweth not who shall gather them. See, they heap up riches, but you don't know who shall gather them, right? And now, Lord, what wait I for? For my hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions and make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb and I opened not my mouth because thou didst it. Remove that stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. All right, scripture saying Psalms 141:6, let the righteous smite me. It shall be a precious ointment unto me. All right. Now, it says, without rebukes, thou doest correct man for his iniquity. Verse 11, thou makest his mouth to his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity, say lie. It says, hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace on my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, a sojourner as all my fathers were. Oh, spare me that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more. So that's it. So he that gathered, Sirach 14:4, it says, he that gathered by defrauding his own soul gathered for others that shall spend his good righteously. All right. That's why all these niggas that get rich and all these, they end up, their family members end up blowing all their money, because they didn't have no home training, and he was being a nigga, defrauding everybody and doing wickedness. So his people end up spending his goods righteously anyways, because he's gathering for others, whether it be the creditors, whether it be his family members gonna spend it, his women, the side hoes that was just with him for money, or the women that he got with, because he that gathered by the fraud, and he's a wicked nigga. So wicked shit just keeps happening to you, even after you're dead. So Sirach 14:5 says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his own goods. There is nothing worse than he that envieth himself. This is the recompense of his wickedness. If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The envious man hath a wicked eye. That's the curse. Your eye shall be evil towards thy neighbor. That's an envious man. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his own portion. The iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. That's right. A wicked man, a covetous man, is not satisfied with his own covetousness, man, or with his own portion, I should say. The iniquity of the soul is dried up, right? It said, a wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a nigger at the table. He's a niggard at the table. My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself and give the Lord his due offering. Remember that death will not be long in coming, and the covenant of the grave is showed unto thee. So yeah, that's a humble mind. That's a humble spirit, But a covetous, wicked nigga. There's a nigger art at the table who doesn't eat right. They feast themselves without fear. Jude. Jude 1. These are spots in your feast of charity. Verse 12, it says, these are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, when they eat with you, a nigger at the table, feeding themselves without fear, clouds without water. See, you don't want to end up a cloud without water. You don't want to end up in a perpetual drought. Yes, you'll have low moments. Scripture says, just man falls 7 times, will get back up again. But the wicked shall fall into mischief. See, that's what it means, fall into mischief. There are clouds that without water, and they all have a perpetual drought. It said, but they are carried about winds, trees whose fruit withereth, no water again. A tree without fruit, without no water, is going to wither away and die. All right, no roots, not rooted, and not getting the nutrients it probably needs to grow and succeed. It says, twice dead, plucked up by the roots, raging waves of the sea, forming out their own shame, wandering stars to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. Okay. Because scripture speak about the green tree that will be exalted above every high tree, right? Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 7 says, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. See, you never cease. You never cease to yield fruit. All right. He that believed on me, John 7:38, out of his belly shall flow rivers of the water. Never cease to yield fruit. I, the Lord, obviously, like the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Verse 10, I, the Lord, search the hearts. There you go. Renewing me a clean spirit. All right. Psalm 51:10. Recreate me a clean heart, pure spirit, right? Taking not the Holy Spirit away from me. So it says, I, Lord, search the heart and try the reins, and give every man according to his ways and according to the fruits of his doings. So that's that green tree that's planted. It says Ezekiel 17. Right? We're just in Jeremiah 17, Ezekiel 17, verse 22. It says, thus saith the Lord power, I will also take of the highest branch of the cedar tree, the high cedar tree, and I will set it, and I will crop off from the top of his young twigs a tender one, and will plant it upon a high mountain and eminent. And in the mountain of the height of Israel I will plant it. And it shall bring forth boughs and bear fruit, and be a goodly cedar. And under it shall dwell all the fowl of every wing, and in the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell. Yeah, because we're going to rule all the people. And all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, have brought down the high tree, the white man, and have exalted the low tree. There's Israel. Jacob is the former of all things. His portion is not like the others, but he is the former of all things. Jeremiah 10:16. It said, the Lord have exalted the low tree, and have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree to flourish. For I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I have done this. Okay, but the meek, the Lord said he'll beautify with salvation. Back in Sirach 14 and verse 16, right? So it says, give and take and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. All flesh waxeth old as a garment, for the covenant from the beginning is, thou shalt die the death. As of the green leaves on the thick tree, some fall and some grow. See, only the strong survive. So is the generation of flesh and blood. One cometh to an end, and another is born. Every work rideth and consumeth away, and the worker thereof shall go withal. Blessed is this man that doeth meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding, man. He that considereth her ways in his heart, so also shall have understanding in his secrets. It said, go after as one that traceth and lie and wait in her ways. He that prieth in at her windows shall hearken at her doors, and he that doth lodge near her house shall also fasten a pin in her walls. And he shall pitch his tent nigh unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are. And he shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches. And by her shall she be covered from heat, and in her glory shall he dwell. So shall the truth return unto them that practice in her, man, right? The truth shall return unto them that practice in her, man. It says, Iraq 15:1, he that feared the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. And as a mother shall she meet him and receive him as a wife married of a virgin. The virgins, Revelation 14:14, right? Where it was found no guile within their mouth. Their father's name written in their foreheads, and no guile found in their mouth. These are they which follow the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth. It says, verse 3, it says, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him and give him the water of wisdom to drink. It shall be stayed upon her and shall not be moved. I will not suffer the righteous to be moved. Right? And he shall rely upon her and shall not be confounded. And she shall exalt him above his neighbors. That's why the wicked shall not bear rule, right? But wisdom exalted her children. And in the midst of the congregation, she shall open his mouth, and he's going to speak the words of the Lord. And meditate it not within thy heart, which thou shalt speak. For I, the Lord, will give thee a mouth that thy adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Matthew 10:20. It is not ye that speak, it is the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So, Sirach 15:6. And he shall find joy, a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name. But foolish men shall not attain her, and sinners shall not see her. For she is far from pride. Ooh, she is far from pride. And men that are liars cannot remember her. See, I will put you in remembrance, though you once knew this. The Lord will take it from you. See? For praise shall be uttered in wisdom, and the Lord will prosper in it. Say not thou, it is through the Lord that I fell, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hateth. And say not thou, he hath caused me to err. For he hath no need of the sinful man, he hath no need of the nigger, the proud, evil nigger. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear the Most High loveth it not. He himself made man from the beginning, and left it in the hands of his counsel. Left him in the hand of his counsel. If thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he has set fire and water before thee. 2 Ezra 7 chapter. Right? It's set in a only one place, only a place where only one man can enter in there at a time, where there's water on the right and fire on the left. So he has set forth fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand until whither thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whither him liketh shall be given unto him. For the wisdom of the Lord is very great, and he is mighty in power, and beholdeth all things. His eyes are upon them that fear him, and he knoweth every work of man. And he hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given man any license to sin. All right. So Sirach 19:22 says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom at all, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. There is a wickedness, and the same is an abomination, and there's a fool wanting in wisdom. 24, it says, he that have a small understanding and fear the Most High is better than one that have much wisdom, but transgress the law of the Most High. That's right. So it's all about humility at the end of the day. So this woman has since I came in, has not ceased to kiss my feet. But what will you do? What will you do? All right. Luke 7:45 says, thou givest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, has not ceased to kiss my feet. You see, my head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven her, for she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven thee. And they which sat at meat began to say within themselves, who is this man that forgiveth sins also? And he said unto the woman, thy faith have saved thee. Go thou in peace. All right. which ultimately that salvation or that faith that has been saved, that has saved the woman, speaking of the elect first and foremost, but literally that woman too, that was there. So the Lord had the twofold going on, as He does in many instances. So, anyways, hey, with that, call I'm like how Bashem Al Bashem Kagodash Tabans to the pastor that was great millstone. Peace, salutation to the elect. Shalom.